Why is the background looking like shit though? What is that? Hi. Let's see. Hello.
Hi.
Look at us. We're back again. Hey.
Yes, we are. We're back from the break.
We're back from the break. Oh my gosh.
Just in case this is your first time tuning in, I'm Lady Fortuna.
And I'm Special K.
I'm the lazy Canadian.
And I'm a hard-working immigrant.
And together we are Bahay Perlas.
And you're watching us live. Period.
Yes.
Hope
you all loved that intro or missed it because it's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute since we've gone on our Bahay Perlas live. Ooh. How long has it been? How long has this been?
I look a little. It's been like almost this entire month of March, essentially.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Girl, you ghosting me?
I'm ghosting you. You know, I'm feeling that holographic, blend into the wall type of fantasy, you know, the fantasy of your dreams.
Ooh, I love it. Oh my gosh. So like when we were going on live, like you would wear a lot of blonde hair. So I got a little jealous and I was like, ooh, I should get a little bit of blonde hair myself. So I was like, I got myself some blonde hair.
Well, blondes do have more fun, especially when it's not your natural hair color. So,
yeah.
Do you feel like you're having more fun?
Right now, yes. I feel very like and fresh, you know, very like spring.
Spring has sprung, and so did this bitch.
Isn't it usually when people when it's spring, that's when people like lighten their hair color?
It's usually when people try to transform themselves after being in hibernation all winter long. So I get it, you know.
Yeah. So they do dye their hair lighter.
Yes.
Like I was like feeling the blonde hair fantasy, and I got
Mhm.
on that internet real quick and ordered a blonde wig because I was like, you know what? It's been a hot minute since, I mean, no, not hot minute. I mean, like, I don't really buy wigs like in person anyway. So I'm just like, let me order up a blonde wig, and here it is.
She's coming for my
Yeah.
gig, y'all. She's coming for me.
I always am, girl.
It's like the Supreme. You know, she's gonna slit my neck, and she's gonna become the new Supreme.
Which is
But
my goal in life.
just try to slit my neck with my diamond necklace. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I look a little pink.
I'm looking a little dark. Let me see if I can fix that. Can I? No. We're like, technical difficulties. Oh my god, you're like up close on my makeup. Yeah. Now I look gray, so no. Let's keep it there. I think that's good. Sis, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sis. You better speak up. I can't hear Fortuna. That means I can sing, because she won't tell me to shut up. So I'm just going to sing. I'm kidding. While Fortuna figures out her microphone, I will talk about my lovely outfit. So, like, you guys, we have been off our Bahay Perlas live for a bit because, hello, we were residency. Oh, hello, people. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm
Can
like,
you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Tap, tap, tap. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, unfortunately.
Oh, but the unfortunate is
Unfortunately. I'm going to have a drink because, no, it's just water. It's just water. I'm just going to have a sip because I'm parched.
She parched. She's thirsty, y'all. Yeah, you had your moment of sharing your looks, and now it's time for mine. I was going for this ice bitch look, so
You do look very ice queen realness.
I've been told I am very cold, you know, because of poor circulation in my body. So I'm just taking that to heart.
I thought you were talking about other drag queens calling you cold.
You mean you? Just you?
Specifically
calling me
me.
cold?
Specifically me. You have never hugged me since we've met.
Girl, it's pandemic. Do I know you? Do I know you, girl?
Excuse me? Yeah, pandemic, so no hugging. Just
no hugging.
Elbow bumps, you know?
Elbow. Yeah, right after coughing into my elbow, I'm gonna bump you.
This was Fortuna's dance move. If you guys caught her in the latest Gorge festival, this was her move. You know? Yeah. That little fringe moment, baby.
Yes.
Nice.
That was fun. That was a really great opportunity.
Festival was so cool. Like,
it was legit like a music video when we all saw it.
Yeah, all those and all the different events, like amazing. Such a good festival. I really, really loved it.
Learned to Vogue, saw some duet karaoke, saw some reading, like
Drag
children's books.
brunch.
Drag
Hello.
brunch.
That was so fun.
Girl, we have
Especially
to
if
go
you
for
ordered
drag
from the
brunch.
Palace Poppy.
Girl, we have to go for drag brunch when everything opens up again.
I'm just a fan of brunch in general because I love to eat,
My favorite is Eggs Benny. Benny.
Team.
Okay, anyway.
Shout out to Synonym Art Consultation for putting Gorge Festival,
Yeah. Anyways.
Synonym Art Consultation and Sunshine House. Yeah. Young.
So that's a little bit of what we've been, up to.
She's been doing a lot of things. And by she, I mean Bahay Perlas.
Yes. But on another note, everyone, unless you've been living under a rock, there has been some really upsetting news to the Asian community lately. A lot of hate crimes go towards, Asians in general due to people being ill-informed about the COVID-19 virus and assuming that any Asian or people appearing to be Asian of heritage, being the cause of spreading this virus and acting on it and harming our community, which is like very unfortunate. So we just want to kind of shine a light on that, even though mostly everyone knows about it, but we're in the loop. We may not be as vocal as we would like to, but it's also a subject we don't know how to express our feelings with. It's we're quite speechless on the matter. We know it's happening, and we're just trying to figure out our way of trying to help the community, build back up again, So Kay, what do you have to say?
Yeah, definitely this anti-Asian rise in anti-Asian crimes is very disheartening, and being part of that community, being part of the community who is also in public, like out in public, it's scary, but at the same time, you want to be better, like you want people, not just ourselves, but you want other people to be better. And it's something unfortunate, and it's something that is happening to our community that hopefully real change can happen, and there's a lot of resources out there for, in ways that you can help the community.
I think this Asian hate is, happening just because people are ill-informed about such matter. And I think we just, instead of fighting fire with fire, I think we just need to educate others and, kind of explain things in a way that won't seem threatening or, belittling. We just need to, sit down, talk about it, and hopefully we could come to a understanding at the end of the day. But it won't happen overnight. This is going to be a ongoing situation and matter. So I think if someone that doesn't really understand it, maybe just sit them down and just kind of explain it. Yeah,
we just want the world to heal,
Yeah.
And you know what, if seeing us on this platform helps somebody understand our community better, then I think that's something good,
Yeah.
On that note, What is our episode about today?
Our episode. Well, yeah, we have been absent from our live shows lately, and it's due to us being a part of a residency for a Young Lungs dance exchange. Take it away, Kay.
Take it away. So, yes, the reason why we were away for almost a month is
Thank you.
our residency with Young Lung Dance Exchange. So, here is how this panned out, my dear viewers.
Yeah.
So, this is how this all panned out. Our Unit Productions producer, Hazel Venton, connected us with Magdaragat, Philippines, whose dances you may have seen at the Filipino Pavilion at Folklorama since the 80s. So she connected us with Magdaragat, directors Goldie Garcia and Nikki Tamayo, who agreed to work with us along with our in-house choreographer, Joseph Sevillo. Again. Yeah. So Bahay Perlas has previously worked with Joseph Sevillo on choreography for our Philippinex show back in the summer. The first ever Bahay Perlas number, and he choreographed that for us, and we're working with him again. So we kind of talked about our ideas, and Hazel, our producer Hazel, applied to Young Lung Dance Exchange Residency Research Series. And for those of you who don't know, Young Lungs Dance Exchange is a not-for-profit, artist-run support organization committed to the development, creation, and presentation of contemporary dance and performance on Treaty 1 territory, Winnipeg. They provided us with funding to support our time, space to support our research. It was a very, very big honor to receive this research residency time. And we are also very excited to bring drag culture to this residency.
Yes. Even though we didn't get to be like this, we still incorporated some, sassy drag queen, persona to mix in with the traditional movements and storyline of the dance that we learned. Yeah.
So, if anyone is interested in knowing more about this amazing artist-run organization, check out their details. We're gonna be putting them below, I think.
Below.
It should be for Young Lungs in a minute, in a second. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, boop.
But basically, we used this residency to figure out how to incorporate drag into how to incorporate traditional dance into drag. We are creating a bigger show called Debut in the future, and the things that we were researching during this residency will be carried over into that bigger production, which will be produced by Unit Productions as well. So that is something you guys should watch out for. There we go. Here are some links on the bottom of the screen. Young Lungs, right, Fortuna?
Hey.
Right.
Wait, how? What?
Right? Young Lungs. Wrong, younglungs.ca and facebook.com/Magdaragat Philippines.
Am I on? Okay.
Yes, sis, you are. Okay. So basically, it was such a really, really big honor for the two of us to get this residency, being as that Fortuna and I are not trained dancers. We are working drag queens. Me, very much a baby drag queen. And it was such an honor for us to receive this residency. It is such a big deal to us, and we are so, so thankful for it and for the time. And so we essentially are, like I said before, we use this residency to really figure out and do research on Filipino folk dance and to really try to have more context to Filipino folk dances and have more context to like just background knowledge of traditional Filipino so that we can have those influences in our future bigger show, which I said earlier was going to be debut produced by Unit Productions.
Right. Like it was quite the we came in, not knowing so much about the traditional dance or the backstory about it as like a, Winnipeg born, Canadian born Filipino. I kind of mentioned, I didn't really feel part of the community. There was like some kind of disconnect growing up. Even though I would come see the shows when I was younger, there was like almost a disconnect within myself when I would kind of see those shows. But as I grew older and like as I would see other people embracing their heritage, I kind of looked at that and was thinking like, oh, maybe I should kind of stay in touch or try to figure ways to kind of connect that that missing piece that I was you know like it was not there growing up. And then that's why I kind of started becoming friends with Kay, because like as you may or may not know, she's an immigrant here in Canada, and she was Philippines born. And I
feel like we just got more, like, since Fortuna and I have become friends and started to hang out more, I I really like introduced her more again to like just everyday Filipino culture, just from me being like a native Filipino speaker, like that is my first language is Filipino. That is what I speak at home. I speak Filipino and I try to speak Filipino to Fortuna, and it's so funny when she can't understand me, but sometimes, well, she can. She can understand me most of the time. But the reason why this residency was so special and important to us because, like Fortuna was saying, it feels like it connected us to our roots, and this residency really like kind of deepened our art, like to know where we come from, to have that background knowledge, to know who we are. So almost like we didn't want to be appropriating our own culture. And with this with this research residency, we were able to gain that knowledge of how to really like incorporate our Filipino-ness into our art and into our show. And we can be proud of our traditions and our stories and kind of carry them into modern times. I'm sure that a lot of Filipino like Canadian born Filipinos can probably relate to a Christian story of how you like you are Filipino, but you have a little bit of a disconnect because you didn't grow up there. So this was a way for us to really dive deep, into more traditional art and traditional dances, which is so exciting. It gives context to everything that we're doing. And I'm all I'm feeling is like excitement for what future things we can do because of this residency, The future show debut is gonna be amazing. Amazing. Let's see here. So one of the other things that we're so excited about for that future show is that we want to incorporate as much like Filipino artists and like in the industry, as much Filipino artists in the industry that we can get on board. We will try and reach out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that is for debut. I know I'm like hyping it up so much and it's like still in the works, but it is going to be a great show.
Yeah, it's a labor of love.
Labor of love.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I think it's time for us to introduce our first guest of the night, which is where which is our collaborator, where we gained all of our traditional Filipino folk dance knowledge from.
Correct.
And I'm really excited to bring her on.
Mm-hmm.
She is. We want to acknowledge two key people who was really integral to the research and who has given us inspiration and purpose during our time in residence. And they are here tonight with us. Our first guest is Goldie Garcia from Magdaragat, Philippines.
Hi.
How are you, ladies?
We're good. And how are you?
Great. I miss you guys.
Oh my God. We finally get to see your full face.
Right? With no mask, yes.
With no mask on. When we were in residency, of course, we were following COVID protocols. So everyone was masked and socially distanced.
Yeah, try imagining doing that since like the dance, like, you're so close to the other dancers and like just learning. We're like, okay, we'll have to learn how to do it spaced apart. But no, like we learned so much and it was a great experience.
Yes, very much so. So Goldie,
Yes.
can you please share a little bit about yourself? Okay. What are your roles and positions you hold in Magdaragat?
Well, I've been involved with Magdaragat since 1984. And so that's 37 years now. And I know, long time. And I started dancing and then worked my way up teaching until now I'm organizing pretty much the entertainment portion of the group. So I'm called production chair. I look after who teaches the dances, research, all that stuff, right? And Magdaragat Philippines, we are dedicated to the promotion and propagation of Philippine culture and heritage through song, dance, and drama. So that's one of our key mottos, is that we want to pass the generation on to different people and also to different the younger generation. And as you can see here, this is the group. So we start very young at the age of 7, or at age of 5, actually. It used to be 7, and then the younger ones were so involved. So this is the younger group at 5, and I have 65-year-old, like 60 children between age 5 and 11. And then we have another 60 members 13 and up.
Wow.
And as you can see, we're doing different dances from different regions so that everybody gets the essence of the Philippines, right? We don't focus on just one region. So that's what you can see in this clip.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I did that when I was younger. Looks like so much fun. Wow.
I am very familiar with the work of Magdaragat because I watched it every year, Folklorama, and my cousins also are part of Magdaragat, and I
Yes,
just love
they
it.
are.
I just love it.
Well, as Lady Fortuna was saying earlier, you had a disconnect. I myself is Winnipeg born, so I did not grow up from the Philippines. So I had to immerse myself and want to learn, and that's what I had told you during our residency, right? That I know a lot of people who, they'll say that they have a disconnect. They'll watch the group, but until you actually fully by yourself want to learn, and you feel motivated to want to research and immerse yourself, that's you get what you get out of it, right?
For sure.
So, and I'm keep learning. That's my motivation. Like, I'm no genius. I don't know everything. So I learn working with different people, different organizations within the community. If I travel back home, I really try to immerse myself in all the different traditions and cultures.
We learned so much.
That's the only way to do it. At the end of the day, you kind of have to, you have to want to do it. You want to immerse yourselves. And like, that's why this was such a great opportunity. I'm just like it's just so funny because when we were talking with like the backstory and like the kids asking like, why do you put on so much makeup and stuff? And I think Nicole said, oh, it's for the people at the back of the stage, like at the back of the room. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, that's legit what drag queens do. And that's why they put on like they paint on such dramatic makeup is for the viewers. And the more that we talked about like why you do this, why do you like wear flashy clothes, why do you do this, I almost felt more connected every time you guys talked more about it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like, we're there, like all we have to do is like learn the dance and it was so easy to embody it afterwards.
Right.
Because it was just like, oh my God, like we're like we've been like kind of doing it. So that really made me feel more a part of it without realizing it. And that was just like, I want to go, like, I know we were only given such a small chunk of time together, but even though that's over, afterwards, I just want to, like, on my own time, whether it's with Bahay Perlas or not, I'm just like, I want to help out. I want to be a part of it even more. Like,
well, I think that's too, like when a lot of people join the group or even volunteer, a lot of it is like their first reason is they want to learn Philippine culture, right? That's the basic answer. And then when they really get involved, especially parents, right? When they get involved, they think, oh, they just drop off their kid, pick up their kid. But we really get them involved, really helping out, even during Folklorama. And then they realize that this becomes more, and they get more immersed in their culture and it becomes a family. Right. And that's sort of the whole reason. That's the Philippine culture, is the family helping each other. And that's what Folklorama and what the group's all about. So like me and Nicole, we're so excited when you guys get excited to learn the dancing. It makes us excited because that's all we want to do is to share what we know, like pass on what we know. And so that's the most exciting part. Like that was fun.
Oh my God. I have a question. So like, what are the hardest factors about being involved in Magdaragat, and like what are your favorite aspects of being in Magdaragat?
Okay, let's go favorite. The like the bonuses of being in Mug is that you end up having lifetime connections and friendships. So me and Nicole, for instance, we started dancing when we were really young, and now we're still forever friends. I'm godchildren to her children. It's and so our chemistry when we work together is great because we just have that, right? Um, and that's pretty much with anyone. And other people that come, I find when they're lost and they want to find um, purpose, that's sort of the one of the favorite things when they come out and they leave the group and they get something out of it, right? So some of them are never going to be like professional dancers when they come out, but some of them may learn the discipline. They may learn, oh, that's just being on stage, right? So when they leave the group, they've become a different type of performer. Tyler Magne, Tyler Mags, he's on Virgin Radio.
Oh.
So he dances with us, and he started when he was 5. And so
Wow.
he used to do a lot of hosting gigs for us. So we'd always make an MC, and now he's on air, right? So that's sort of what he got out of it. Some people get education, teaching. They become teachers outside of Magdaragat. So I think that's my favorite part. Hardest part? Well, I think the hardest part for me is just sort of trying to make sure that everyone meshes well together. That's
Totally.
But yeah, like from trying to, I sort of multitask and I work with the kids, the dancers, the teachers, and the parents. So, but at the end of it, the end result is always positive. So you have to kind of go through that in order to get the outcome you want.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
It's a lot of teamwork, and you gotta.
It is.
Oh, it
You know-
has to be. There's no I in Magdaragat. We are a group.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you're right. There isn't no.
No I.
But it feels like such a second family, like
It totally is.
That's amazing. Like, you feel so out of place. Like, felt so out of place before with the community, and like having that opportunity, then you do feel like a community. It just. It's really nice to hear, when you finally feel like you belong, and then you're like, okay, obviously there's going to be challenges along the way, because like, it's not just going to be like, okay, it just all worked out, like there's a lot of work that goes into it.
It does. And I think the more you persevere, you feel more accomplished after, right? And being part of the community, whether it's just one group, like it doesn't have to be the whole community. So you take what part you want to be part of. And it has to be meaningful to you. So as long as it's meaningful to you, that's what counts.
Right.
I'm guessing I already know the answer to this question, but
Okay.
like since Magdaragat has been on for so long, like what keeps you like motivated to keep doing this kind of work?
Well, I think it's just to make sure that the culture gets passed on, and every year our membership goes up. So obviously people still want to learn, right? Whether like the first year it's like let's say your cousins joined and then they enjoyed it, so word of mouth, you get another group of people that come, like their cousins, their classmates, like that's the group. And a lot of it, like they're not even saying, oh, it's because I want to learn to dance. They're just like, oh, we did this is fun. We we get to see each other every Sunday and we play games. And but when again, like when we play games, there's a purpose to it, right? They're learning something out of it. They just don't realize it yet. They're too young.
That's the best,
Way to
that's the
work.
best way.
Right? Same thing with
Into it.
dancing, right? When you guys were dancing, there's purpose to everything. And like as the older dances, like yes, it hurts or you feel a little bit pain here, but at the end, it's what it looks like. And then they feel so accomplished when after that they perform. People are like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. You guys did awesome. And they realize the hard work paid off. So like we were kind of hard on you guys too.
That is okay.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah. Because even after our time together and we had to learn the choreo from Joseph,
Yes.
we were like working with him to figure out like what kind of moves to incorporate, then I just naturally I'm like, oh yeah, we did this move, we did like this, and even the chopping wood, I would just be
Yes.
like, it would just come out like from my brain out my mouth, like just so naturally. I'm like, there was this, there was this, there was this. So like obviously being hard on us really worked because like I'm not a smart kid, but when you teach it in a fun way that's so immersive, it kind of sticks with you at the end because
Yes.
I'm like, oh yeah, it was so fun. That's
Yes,
what I
yes.
remembered.
Well, I remember for you, especially Lady Fortuna, you were having a hard time with the first part. But then I said, like, once you got the heels on, it's like something clicked and you got it, right? Like,
Mhm.
and it's, I guess, like you said, I think it's like the body, like once your body got used to it, because some people learn different ways, right? Some are,
Right.
they know by counts. Some just have to know how the body moves.
Mhm.
And but you felt like you both were so happy after you finished that little choreo.
Mm.
And it was exciting for us because we were so proud that you guys finished it and that you yourselves were happy with it. So that's what's most important.
Yes, as like not trained dancers, we were very surprised that we picked it up so like quickly. But I think it was, that motivation of like we want to really understand and really pick it up. But it was also because it was fun.
Yes.
So that's why we were all like, oh, we're like, we learned it because we didn't really expect to pick it up so quickly, but you guys just did such a great job with us. It's okay if you treated us kind of like the younger kids because we're not familiar with this, but it worked. Yeah, you guys did a great job.
I think
Yes.
before we talk about further, I think it's a
Yes.
good idea to tell the people watching what kind of specific dance that we chose to research more.
Okay.
So for people, and if you wouldn't mind, Goldie, like talking
Yes.
about the specific dance that we picked, which was Sinkil.
Sinkil. So you had asked us to learn Sinkil. So Sinkil is a folk dance from the Lake Maranao people. I'm sorry, Maranao people of Lake Lanao in the Muslim region of the Philippines. So it's an area that has a lot of influences of Arabian, Indonesia. So as you were talking about costumes are vibrant, silk, rich colors, and sort of has this essence of royalty. So sort of when you asked for Sinkil, me and Nicole thought, wow, this is going to work, right? It's sort of a good piece for the both of you.
Yeah.
And so it's about a princess that gets trapped in a forest, and the bamboos represent the falling trees, and the bamboos, when they clap, is like the earthquake sound. And so she's trying to maneuver in and out of the bamboos, trying to avoid getting caught, right? And she dances with the fans, and the fans, you go slow, you go fast, but that represents wind. So sort of the environment that she's trying to get away from, right? So it's like, imagine her, and I already imagine the two of you, but like, you're trying to get away in the forest and you have your fans trying to get away. And she's dressed regally. She's got bells. That's sort of what the name Sinkil comes from, is from the bells worn around her ankles. And it's a perfect number for the two of you, and for especially for your project that you said debut. It's sort of a nice coming out kind of piece, right? It's about a princess, and she owns this dance. Like as we were teaching you, there is no real choreography for the princess because it's her own thing, and no two princesses are the same.
No.
Right? So as Nicole was teaching you, she was teaching you different moves. She was teaching you what she does, and if you watch another one of our dancers be a princess, that's her own thing, right? Because your personality has to come out in the dance. So we were talking about costuming. Some princesses like to be more covered, right? Some are more daring, so they've got a leg showing, they got their belly button showing. Some are more slower with working with their fans. Some are faster, right? And also, you just have that royal look, like you own and are in control of everything, and all eyes are on you. So that's why this was such a perfect piece to have to teach you guys. And here is Sinkil right now. So here's these are the fan dancers are her royal entourage. And as you can see, so again, the fans represent the wind movement, and the bamboos are representing the forest. So when they fall, that's the earthquake happening.
Yeah.
And just like,
And go ahead.
with like seeing this video, it's like the elements of it was very easy to translate into drag because
Yes.
of the high drama that's just
Yes.
presented with the dance. And
Yes.
like you said, like with it having like these like royalty themes going through it, it was very easy because we are queens.
You are. And
Yeah,
well, here's
we are queens.
Nicole. Here's Nicole right now, even though she can't be with us. There she is. So she's the one that actually taught you the choreography. And as you can see, the first thing I had noticed when you guys asked about Sinkil, I said, this is perfect because look at Nicole's makeup in this piece. Like it's, again, vibrant, very over the top. She's got sparkles on her eyes, and I totally see you all wearing that. And
You
look,
mean right now?
right now. Add more sparkles, ladies. And yes, and she's got the vibrant costumes, like it's all bright pinks and greens. And then there she is, just working her fan magic.
It's also the confidence at the end.
Yes,
You
and
know,
and that's I
like,
think that's part of it too. Yes.
and like the princess, she's so fierce. And at the end of the day, when we learned all our choreo, we felt super confident. We felt so fierce, and we just kind of had to remember and keep in mind, we're regal ladies, we're like princesses, and even though we kind of changed the theme a little bit, like with a storyline,
Of course, yes.
we were coming out of there with like very strong feminine energy, and we wanted to really showcase that. It's our own take, and like you said, every princess is very different. You kind of adapt your own personal taste and your own personal ability to this princess, because no princess is the same. So it was like really great.
And like we said too, no choreography is also the same. So Sinkil, many groups perform Sinkil, but it depends on how the group wants to interpret that, right? So you've learned some form of Sinkil and you interpreted it in your own way, and that's perfectly fine. That is still folk dance, right? Because there's a folk dance is not saying that's specific, that's the choreography, you always have to dance it that way. It's not. We're still evolving, and so you're sort of taking it to the next level of how you guys want to perform it, right? That's how it is.
Like after our rehearsals with you, like, and we were incorporating it into our more modern pieces, like this was what is in my head the whole time, is like to evoke this kind of like regality, with our moves, even when we're doing modern dancing. I just wanted to still like evoke this kind of like reaction when you're watching, because when I watch this, it's just like you're just in awe, and you're just like, oh my god, like I'm watching a queen, like.
Well, it is, and that's sort of the whole purpose of the performance, is you want to capture the audience, have all eyes on you. So the whole dance, from the slow, like there's a slow part to a little bit of a break to the fast part, people are immersed just in her. Like they see the dancers, hear the music, but it's all eyes on the princess, right? And that's sort of what your goal was. So when you do your piece, that's the whole thing. And And yeah, when people leave the audience, they're just in awe, because that's what I'm hoping your performance will be, and I'm sure it will be.
Yes.
Oh my
Our goal is
God.
always to leave everyone's mouth open and
Yes.
jaw dropped. That's as entertainers, and like that's what you do as well. That's like almost like the Filipino culture as well. Like we love to
Yes.
entertain.
Yes.
We love to be super extra no matter what we do.
No
It's
matter
like
what it is,
it's
always
in our blood.
Yes. And you almost have to over exaggerate all your movements and how you act, because that's what the audience remembers the most, right?
Very much so, yes.
Mhm.
Why don't we show some pictures of our first 2 workshops, which were
Okay.
with Goldie and, of course, Mickey, who could not be here with us tonight. And we'll just show a few pictures of our Sinkiel moves.
Oh wow, yeah.
Ah,
Oh, there you are.
yes.
See, perfect posture.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my back actually hurts so much afterwards.
Oh, I remember there was backs hurting, arms hurting. Yeah, chin up, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were all very astute students.
Yes.
We were very into it, like very much so.
You were very, very into it. And I think because you were so involved, that's why you picked up so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And we only really was like an hour. It was an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe.
Oh my god.
Oh, I remember this. Yes,
Yeah.
the first
this
time we
is
heard
us.
it with this music, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, does go."
Oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Yeah, this is when we like freestyled.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and me and Nicole were so excited about this already, and it's not even the final piece.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Thank
Oh
you
my
with the
God.
yes, we incorporated the bamboos because you both wanted to learn actually going through the bamboos.
Mhm.
And this was a little bit harder because, again, we kind of broke
And
it
I
up
think-
into like feet and then arms, and then you added your heels.
Right.
There you
That
go.
was
Look.
tough.
It was a struggle. Yeah, we had
But
to
it
do
paid
it like
off.
one by one afterwards because I would be behind Special K and I would almost have to not mirror but do the exact opposite. So every time
Yes,
she
it
would
was
go
hard- it was
left,
hard.
I would have to go right. So that was like a learning curve.
And
But
just
then I
like
said,
wa-
once you both
just
had
watching,
the heels, it worked.
Yeah.
it
It's so
just
funny.
clicked. Oh my gosh, yes! Fans really are very drag friendly. Oh, here's the heel part. More drag.
But you looked at, you picked up, you regrouped right away. Look at that. That's a pro. Look at your arm movements. I think the most important thing you both learned was how to regroup after a small mistake.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, no one knows the dance but you two. So really,
Right.
got to cover it up.
Fake it till you
That was-
make it.
Take it till
That's
you
right.
make it.
Exactly.
Wow, that was so nice looking back at that because it felt
Isn't
like
it?
so long ago, and I'm just like, wow, we weren't that bad. Like I was just so nervous because I'm like, I don't know, when you kind of focus on
Thank you,
yourself and like
Alexandra.
trying to learn, and then you actually see it from an outside perspective, it's like, okay, it really did work.
It did, yes.
No, that was amazing. Oh, wow. You guys did such an amazing job with us, and thank you so
But
much for
it's
like
both of you. You put the work in, so it's the two of you. We're just teachers.
And it was such. I learned so much,
Mhm.
and I think also like scary, but like the like I don't
That
know.
happens
It
when you
was
try
hard,
something
but
new.
it was good that it was hard and weird, but also like just loving every single step of the way.
Mhm.
And I
Like,
don't know.
we wanted to make you and Nicole very proud, and we wanted to make our community proud, and we do get that little bit of satisfaction of like, okay, we did it, and we also feel proud about it. But we just want to make everyone happy. Yeah, at the end of the day, we don't want to kind of disappoint anyone. I don't think we did, but that's the mentality that we kind of go through.
Yes.
you know
No, we're so proud of you both, and it looks awesome. And I can't wait to see the actual piece you did with Joseph.
yeah.
And this is
Oh,
just the beginning, like we said. Like I can't wait for future collaborations because it's just the start, right? Like this
Mhm.
is
We got a little bit of a piece, a little bit of a taste, and now we're ready for like the full-on buffet
And
of
I think
like.
it's us too. I think me and Nicole, we both said we've never like worked with the drag community, or I said I just watched a movie, this and that, and now we're like, oh, we want to see more and see what
oh
else
my
we can
gosh.
incorporate. So this is just the start,
Yes, and
Like,
that's
look at us, like during this residency, building bridges.
right?
no legit, because we didn't have Kay and I didn't have any real like experience with Magdaragat like firsthand,
Yes.
and we were almost, you know, we were working together like first time, and I think that was very beautiful because we kind of were very open-minded on both ends, and we were just like, we were both in both parties, we were very much like, okay, let's just dig into it, like what are you guys like, and like it was a very open experience, and like I wouldn't trade that for anything
Oh
because we
no.
were all in the
No,
same
it
boat.
was such a valuable time and just an amazing experience, really.
Mhm.
And then that's what I said. That's the most motivating and exciting part, is be able to share your culture with people who want to learn.
Yeah.
And it's evolving all the time. So now it's like we're evolving, and a couple years ago we did a project with more drama, and now we're into the drag community. So it's just for us, we're evolving as well, and it's new opportunities. It's exciting for us,
Yeah, growing together.
isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Like we
so-
really appreciate for you guys, the two of you, for sharing the history of St. Gil and like Filipino folk dance with us, and kind of being the anchor of culture for all of us here, and it thank you, Goldie. Like
Thank you both.
yeah.
thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and
No problem.
sharing. I think that there's a question before say goodbye here.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, love.
Does Magdaragat teach regular dance workshops for adults too? From
Well,
Kathmandu.
don't actually have workshops. We've never had like done specific workshops. So anyone that would like to join our group, we start from January and we end up until our Folklorama time. Unfortunately, we've been on hiatus since last year because of COVID. So we're sort of taking a break. So as me and Nicole said, this is so exciting for us because we actually got to go out and dance again. It's been a year. But so I mean, anyone that's interested in learning folk dance can join. It could be any age, any culture. We're open door policy. So, and you don't have to have any background, like,
No.
and it could be, like I said, any age. Like I have coworkers and friends who they could be like, oh, I'm 30 plus and I used to dance back home and I miss it here, but I didn't know there's a group. And I said, come on down, let's, you know, and for some it could just be, but no, we don't actually have an actual workshop that we teach. But I mean, we're all open to it if there's an opportunity if there's a group that say they just want to learn one dance.
Right.
Then that's also something we could think about.
Hi,
Hi.
my sister.
Oh,
Yeah, hi, Ate.
I think we also have another video to show of us just vlogging after our experiences with Goldie and Nikki. So let's put that up and let's enjoy.
I'm like,
A
which
little
video?
vlog.
Oh my, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Now it's all good. Okay.
Day two.
I think day 2 of rehearsals, and my god, that was freaking intense. Like, look at those fans. We played with those and we're gonna turn it out with them.
This was intense but amazing and so sick.
Like, I can't wait. I can't wait for everyone to see this, because like, this is legit a journey. And
Stretch. We gotta stretch.
this bitch.
I learned that lesson today. You gotta stretch properly and you gotta stretch it all, or else you're gonna hurt like a mother.
You're gonna injure yourself, and then I can't dance by myself. I need this bitch.
This is our Bahay Perlas project.
I can't be like in my Bahay alone. Rest up. We're gonna take in what we just learned today and like just bring it for Saturday.
Bring it on.
Bring it
for
on Saturday. Okay, see ya. Oh my gosh.
oh, you both are so cute.
We were on that adrenaline high from learning, so
Very much.
whatever we said, we can't be held responsible if it sounded really dumb.
It's genuine. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. I still feel the same way from what we just said. Like, that we were just very excited, and we're just very open, and we're still going to be learning. We're still going to be wanting to do more things. And this is just a piece of the journey at the end of the day. And salamat.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So for anyone who wants more information or would like to support Magdaragat in any way, check out their Facebook page and their Instagram account. Do you have anything upcoming? I don't know. During the pandemic, I don't even know.
Yeah.
At the moment, no. Not at the moment. You guys were the only thing we had. So
But
no
thank
upcoming
you
projects
again.
yet. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you again for coming out and chatting with us about our whole experience together. And yeah, so everyone just go follow them
Anytime.
on social, Facebook, and
Yes.
Instagram.
Miss you both.
Miss you too.
We'll see you around.
Yes,
Well,
we
thank you.
shall. Bye.
Thank you, Goldie.
Wow. It was so nice to see Goldie again. Like, it feels like so long ago, but it wasn't even that long. When you're like locked up indoors, every interaction outside just feels like
Thank you,
long time ago.
Dora.
Hi.
Hello, Nick. We are doing this.
Wow.
Yes.
I was like low key embarrassed from our like after
vlog
dance videos. I'm like,
So everyone, how's everyone doing at home?
Yes.
What are you guys thinking so far?
How y'all doing?
Yeah, sound off in the comments. Tell us what you're thinking of this whole project. That was just the first part, which was us researching Filipino folk dance.
The journey is still going on.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. So if you would like to know more about this journey, follow us on all social platforms. Bahay Perlas at Instagram. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. Also, follow us, The Only Lady Fortuna, Special KYWG, Bahay Perlas, and Unit Productions on Instagram.
Yes.
To keep updated about everything Bahay Perlas related.
Stay in the loop.
Stay in the loop. Let's stay hydrated before we move on to our next part, because I don't know what's making me so thirsty, but I'm very, very, very thirsty.
Girls thirsty. Stay hydrated.
Very, very thirsty. If you guys followed us yet, go follow. Hi, Ray Ray.
Hi.
Ray Ray.
How are you feeling, sis?
I'm feeling still thirsty.
Okay, drink up. We still have I was gonna check my watch. I'm not wearing one. We still have a little bit of. Oh my god, I'm like a ghost.
Anyways.
Yes.
Let's see here. Are you ready to move on to our next part, sis?
I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Our next guest was integral to making us move and feel so damn hot and fierce in our skin. He is our in-house choreographer and was the mastermind behind our last performance at the Philippinex Cabaret, created by Christina Guevara. And you know who our next guest is? Mr. Joseph Sevillo.
Hi. First of all, you guys look flawless, like literally flawless. And
thank you.
Literally the backdrop. You're like part of the backdrop. Like, beautiful.
We're very
thank you guys.
today.
So I'm so happy to be here to be on your live. So,
Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, of course. So
I think. Sorry, what?
I was like, you want me to spill the tea?
Oh, spill it, because we have nothing to hide here.
I think we should. I think we can. I think we're gonna play a little clip of our first project together, the three of us, which would be our Philippinex performance to react. So maybe we should take a little sneak peek at that, just to see how we worked together before.
A throwback reaction.
Yep. Oh, my body.
A lift, girl. Gotta get that lift.
Gotta get that lift.
just that tight. So call me masochistic, but sometimes I want to fight. Looking for a little confrontation.
Oh my god.
The fans were always there.
They were always there.
They were always there from the beginning.
Oh
My
my
God.
god.
You know,
Like,
the fans spoke for themselves, right? Like you heard those cheers, and that was so nice to watch back on, because that was actually the first time I worked with Lady Fortuna, right? So
yeah.
Right.
the time that I worked with Special K. So to see you guys kind of mesh your artistry in that number was a first for me to work with a duet of fierce queens, like drag queens, let alone fierce queens. So it was a great challenge, but I was super happy with how you guys did, and I can tell that the crowd loved you. So
Yeah.
Oh my
congrats on
god.
that.
You are the boss who makes us look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I always say that the only reason, if you think I look good on a stage, it's probably because you had something to do with it.
The man behind the queens.
Well, I have to say, you guys are very generous in giving that compliment, because this is still very new to me as well, working in this platform. And so to me, I think a lot of it boils down to confidence, and really just trying to infuse that confidence in you both, which you guys do so well. I think you even have more confidence than me. Like, you inspire me to explore more about the drag art. So actually, the thanks is really to you guys for welcoming me into your world. So
Hugs.
So, Fred Joseph, why don't you share a little bit more about yourself? Like, what is your history with and your current relationship with dance?
yeah, I know all these people are like, who is he? Well, yeah. I am the in-house choreographer for Bahay Perlas, but a lot of my dance training, I've been dancing, I guess, professionally in musical theater for about 24 years now. And in musical theater, I love it because it encompasses all different dance styles. There's shows for every genre of music, such as classical music, hip hop music, country music, jazz. And so as a professional, I've had to widen my training and expose myself to all kinds of dance. So I'm actually quite well versed in jazz, ballet, tap, modern kind of styles. And then when I was living in Toronto, I lived there for about 9 years. I trained quite heavily in hip hop. And in regards to the heels dancing, I did a couple trainings with Trey Listix and Jojo Zolina, who Trey was actually one of the judges for the So You Think You Can Dance Canada show when it was airing. And so I've dabbled definitely in heels before. And then I had the honor of actually dancing and playing the role of Angel in Rent, which required me to be able to move in heels, like 6-inch heels and higher. And I'm not gonna lie, back then I kind of just, prayed to God that I wouldn't twist an ankle, and just kind of explored the way that I would move in heels. And I kind of discovered that it was natural for me. So this transition from, well, not necessarily a transition, but my exploration of dance from musical theater to drag kind of makes sense, because I do have kind of a skill set in that style, as well as just overall storytelling. And I think a lot of drag, what I'm exploring is it's a lot about telling a story as well, right? People want to get to know you. So yeah, like I teach dance basically like 11 classes a week. So I'm constantly immersed in dance. My favorite styles are just to freestyle, but I would say jazz is kind of my forte. And a lot of the stylings that I give you guys is kind of like a jazz funk style on heels. and it's really just the kind of movement that I naturally gravitate towards when I'm dancing style to pop music, like popular music. So yeah, I would say that's kind of a little bit of a background with dance that I have. So
Like honestly, it was so clandestine and so lucky for us to have met you, you know, because it was like you elevate us and inspire us to like just be more than we could
Right.
ever imagine.
Right.
Like
well,
this.
I have to pay homage to Hazel and Unit Productions for that, because she was the one that connected with
Yes,
you first, right, for your first performance.
that very first
So
performance.
well, up 200, and that's where we met shy Lady Fortuna at that time, and now like I was like, wow, girl was putting on a character because you're not shy at all. So
No,
It really
I am
was.
shy when I meet you for the first time because I don't like to be judged on the first encounter. So it's more me feeling out new people and seeing if it's okay for me to open up. Like I think a lot of people could relate to that, letting in new people and you just don't want to get hurt. But like obviously I opened up very quickly to you and Hazel. And another thing we want to thank you with on this journey on doing this dance for Young Lungs is you really worked with us and with what we're capable of doing with our bodies. Like you wanted it to seem as natural as possible and not seem so, stressed out or like exaggerated, especially if we weren't comfortable. You really worked with us and we have to thank you so much because that just made it a much better experience for us as non-dancers, So you're a great teacher, and obviously we love you as our choreographer.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like Duchess just commented, you are very amazing. You are amazing.
well, yeah, I hired her to say that. She's my mentee, so I basically am imparting a lot of similar wisdom to Duchess as I am to you guys, but not from necessarily a dance standpoint because she's an amazing dancer. But I thank you for those compliments because the teaching that I do, there's my cat Hero trying to steal the show. The teaching that I do is I teach like 6-year-olds all the way up to university level. So over the years, I've had to really adapt that. It's not necessarily what I want to do. It's about like making you guys feel confident, right? So I'm not gonna throw like a quadruple pirouette in there and landing in the splits unless you can do it, right? But I'm really proud with what you guys did do and the amount of hard work you guys put into it. Like I know like Lady Fortuna, you would never even took water once, and then like Special K, like you were nursing an injury, but you kept getting back up and you're like, I'm here, so I can do this, and you guys really worked together and you pushed each other as a real team. And that's what I really loved exploring with you during this residency was just how you guys really picked each other up and motivated each other. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of residency, like obviously Fortuna and I, and as Bahay Perlas, we have never done anything like this before. Like we've never done anything like artistic residency. Like, have you ever done an artistic residency before?
I have done an artistic residency, but not necessarily for dance. And I've done stuff like this, but it wasn't really called a residency. I was more a choreographer to help build product for a show, like new works. But this was the first time that it was a residency that was around research, like, like as you all met Goldie. That was really amazing for me to touch base with our roots as Filipinos and then be able to transfer traditional folk dance to more of like a contemporary pop style of dance. And so this is definitely the first that I've ever experienced. And it was so fun and artistically gratifying for sure. Yeah.
That
Just so many different like genres of like entertainment coming together to produce this like amazing dance. It's just so nice.
Yeah, I mean, you see it all over RuPaul's Drag Race, right? There's people that do
Mhm.
ballet, there's people that bring in the Vogue kind of styles of dancing, there's people that do hip hop. So it's like, really, it's just, I think, drag, the art form of drag is just limitless, right? I think it really does encompass all art. So, I
Right.
mean, being like a musical theater professional that happens to dance a variety of styles will benefit you, but also many other choreographers and artists will as you embark on your journey, right? So.
Do you guys
one
want to
thing
see some? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, there's a little bit of a delay, so I just said one at a time, one thing at a time.
Okay.
I think, as I was saying, do you guys want to watch some footage of us rehearsing?
Do you guys want to see it? He's spilling the tea.
Speaking of spilling the tea, here is some tea.
Yes, that is a Christmas mask. That says ho ho ho.
This is just us warming up, because I learned that first day of rehearsal, if you didn't warm up properly, you're gonna pull something, which I did in the first day of rehearsal. So I took the warm up very seriously so that I don't pull anything.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Oh.
It's like Mortal Kombat.
Fan work.
Oh,
Wow.
Look at the leg. Look at the tuna just.
That's our break.
Up, stay up, sneak, and sneak. Now it goes up and down and stay there, sneak, and so
Throughout this whole
the
process.
variations that we learned from the thing.
Thank you, good David.
David. Oh.
I would take water breaks, and Fortuna would just like chill out or just like do the choreo more while I was taking water breaks. Just a little bit of sneak peek.
I'm a machine when I do it. If I should buy a Celine when I do it.
And I feel like we should give an explanation why we chose Power.
Yeah.
Power was sang by Little Mix, which is a British but interracial girl group. And the song Power really spoke to us as, they're talking about regaining power over the male in this storyline. And we thought it was like a perfect fit because it was very dynamic and we could incorporate so much from what we learned by Magdaragat to what Joseph would teach us at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And 7, 8. 1, 2.
Oh, we just drilled it over
And
and over again.
6.
Look at this dramatic lighting.
I know. I felt like the Pussycat Dolls in Buttons.
Right?
Buttons, babe. Uh-huh.
I felt like we were like being filmed for a documentary.
I know. I was gonna be like, "Oh, how to get away with murder?" No, no, it was. Wow, that was like last week.
I know. Last week? Was this last week?
It just seems ages ago already.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, the water part.
Yeah.
We had to incorporate that for sure.
Yeah, we love the water park.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, we were definitely channeling some Water Tribe realness with the bathing part. So for all the nerds out there, that's what we were doing. And we were wearing all blue.
We were.
So this was our last day with Nicole and Goldie, and that was the part that we were referencing in that choreo, the bathing. Yeah.
We really need pointers on that.
Mhm. Oh my god, that was so fun to look back to.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Joseph.
Yes.
What were the challenges that for you during our time in residence, or in like anything that came up that surprised you during this process?
Yeah, I mean, like I was actually kind of suffering from gout. So for any of you that have ever experienced gout, it's like, it's kind of like stress induced, but if you eat too much red meat or like seafood, so the doctor says you develop this kind of pain in your joints. And so for about a month now, even to this day, I'm still recovering. And so some of those photos, like I was even surprised I was up and doing that sort of thing, which I learned like my lessons through day 3, I think, when I started dancing. I was in pain the next morning, like a lot of pain, and I was trying to negotiate with myself, like how much should I be demonstrating from a physical level, so then you guys can so I can transfer the moves to you guys easier, and how much can I verbalize this kind of choreography. And so I felt definitely physically compromised during this process, unfortunately, and it was just bad timing with my health. So that was a challenge, having to not be able to dance the dance with you guys full out, in the way that I would want to really showcase the nuances of the choreography. But regardless, I learned that, well, taking care of your health, number one, is everything. And number two, just like overall patience, like it was an intense residency because, essentially I was choreographing 4 hours straight for one night and then 3 hours straight the other night. But
Yeah.
which most people it would be difficult. But for me, I think that what surprised me about it was because there was so much time, and because you two were so invested, and because it was just the purpose of this residency was so clear, to transfer this amazing choreography and knowledge that was passed down by Magdaragat into this art form. It was really exciting. So to be able to have that space and that time, I thought it was just like the best thing ever. And so, regardless if I was injured or not, I had that space and time to be able to complete that 2 minute and like 30-second number that you guys edited of that song. And then you guys being able to leave there being like, whoa, that was wild, that was challenging but inspiring, and all the good things, right? And so overall, I think that it was a success, and it surprised me that through injury that you can still make it to the goal in ways that you didn't expect, right? If you're just kind of focused on who this is for, and finding different ways to teach and communicate. So I think that was the biggest lesson for me, finding different ways to teach and communicate my art for you guys. So yeah.
I gotta say that like my love and admiration for you like grew like tenfold throughout this residency, because you were like being our choreographer while like going through that, and I was like, he's a baddie. He's a baddie.
Oh my god.
I mean, I had my cane with me and stuff, but yeah, I thank you for your patience for sure.
It was like,
and that's why we really worked hard on making this like having a really good product at the end, was because we knew so many, like you were working really hard with us. So the only fair thing is to work as hard or even harder to even get the choreo, just because it's a give and take situation. You invest and what you put in, you'll get back at the end. And we're very thankful and grateful that you really put up with us, especially with you know, you not being able to be our like fully our third member of Bahay Perlas in that moment. But you still stuck with us, and I think we did a really good job at the end together.
I think we definitely surpassed a good job for sure. I was just incredibly overwhelmed with how much you guys were able to absorb in that period of time, and I wasn't really easy on you all the time, right? Like running things 10 times back to back so you could get that muscle memory. You know, a lot of it's hard to put on, your students and I hesitate to even call you students, like you guys are
Yeah.
artists, and so it's an honor to be working with you. But regardless, students or artists, like that's just kind of my style, and to just drill that in your body so then you can feel confident watching yourself after, right? So
Mhm.
I think it really paid off.
Like, I love that you would ask us like what works for us, like learning choreography wise, and you would always like like basically you would ask for input in every step of the process, which was so, I don't know, I just love that because it made it feel more like just more like a group thing, and that it felt like you were always putting us first. And it was I've never ex-
Aw.
I've never had an experience like that before, so thank you.
Yeah.
It
Honestly,
was just very, yeah, it was a very great experience overall. But also, just aside from it being great, like you also still pushed us, like with especially us not being like trained dancers, you still wanted to give us skills that would elevate the number itself, or like just make us look like really good in movement, you know?
Mhm. Those details, like after we got like a good portion done, we would look back and you would ask us like, that doesn't look comfortable for you. So we did adjust some points, but it just showed how much you were paying attention to us,
Yeah.
and our movements. So like,
Oh,
it's
thank you.
the details, honey.
Yeah, and you know what? Essentially, my goal was for you to feel like it was yours. And I think that when the movement's coming from you, it's easy to claim that, right? And then it'll just kind of seep into your overall performance. You're going to be excited to navigate each count of 8 because they're your moves. Essentially, I just kind of put the pieces together. Hi, Hazel, love you too. um, so yeah, you guys should be really proud, and I just love working with you guys, and I hope that we can continue to work with each other, and
Course. Oh my gosh. This is crazy because this is our like second dance that we've worked on together, and it hasn't even been a full year yet. Like,
Yeah.
um, there's always
And
these opportunities that pop up, and we're just so blessed that we could still, do these things even during a pandemic. Like, obviously, we're still being very safe, but we're just really surprised that these opportunities are still happening for us. Even though it was like a sort of low key, opening, like, mentioning Bahay Perlas, like our first time was performing for Philippine X, and we're just like adding on, growing all together, and it's just mind blowing.
yeah, keep the
like
dream alive, then more will come for sure.
it was just a great like opportunity. I don't know, like we haven't done anything drag related since like we've just been doing our Bahay Perlas live shows, but nothing really like with other people, So it was very nice to be socially distanced, but see each other again and work on this residency together, you know, like put on heels again. Like I don't usually put heels on when I'm doing Bahay Perlas.
Oh my god, I feel like Sailor Moon.
You're kind of like Invisible Woman, like you're translucent. Oh my god. Yeah,
Like,
it's
should I really show? Oh my god, yeah.
Girl. Girl.
There I go.
There you go.
No,
But
like
yeah, it was fun to like just going through like those poles in heels. It was like, oh my gosh, ooh. That was one thing that was like was so funny or like just surprising for us was like when we were first learning choreography, and obviously when we're learning choreography, we're not in heels yet. Like we're just in like workout and like socks and stuff. But then when we're like, oh, let's put our heels on, and it's like you guys all noticed that we got the choreo more quickly and like we exuded more like confidence, and that was just us tapping into our drag, you know. Like I feel like when we don't have anything drag on us, it's hard to tap into that energy and into that power. But you put us in heels and we're like, Special K is here, Lady Fortuna is here, and let's get this show on the road.
yeah.
That was one of the greatest takeaways, was that Nicole and Goldie were teaching you like, I don't know, like 17 counts of 8 with like marching through the bamboos, where the bamboos can like, for those of you that don't know, Sinkiel can clank on your ankles and literally injure you. And you know, there were some little bumps in regards to retaining the choreography, but the minute that they put on the heels, they nailed it, and it was like, wow, that the power of drag was witnessed. You know, you know, when you put on another persona, the confidence level just is from another world. You know, and I
A
love
miracle. It was a legit miracle before our eyes.
yeah.
Because we were both kind of worried because like we would rehearse it again and again, and we're like, okay, they're like, you know, we're not somehow not getting it,
We're
even
not getting
though
something, you know.
then it just clicked, and now we know what our superhero cape is just our heels, and we need it's like an essential. We could deal without the wig, we could deal without the makeup, but we just need those heels on.
The heels. Oh my gosh.
Which
you should
ended
test
up.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say you should test that theory out with any new skill that you try from now on, like yoga or gymnastics or whatever.
Oh
like
my
just try on the heel. You'll be
And then try and do it with a heel, and you're like, done.
Yeah. We're gonna try to learn math with heels on, and I think we're just gonna end up being mathematicians at the end of the day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Mythbusters.
Let's test out this theory.
That sounds like a great idea. It sounds really silly, but it's like, okay, let's try carpentry in heels and see if there's a difference from when we didn't have heels on and to when we do have heels, before and after, and see if the magic of heels really do heal us.
No, girl. No.
I would watch that show.
Oh my gosh, no, this was an amazing journey. Like I can't believe it just happened so fast, so too fast.
Mm-hmm.
We're hungry for more. We're hungry for more.
There will be more for sure.
Wow.
Good, Joseph. For the peeps hanging out with us at home, can you describe the process of like for how you ended up finding the choreo that we ended up with?
Yeah, I mean, as I referenced, you know, this is a residency that integrated, you know, Magdaragat to teach us the Sinkiel folk dancing. And, you know, like growing up watching Magdaragat and Sinkiel specifically, I was always drawn towards that dance because of the power of that princess. And I just, you know, when we were kind of collaborating on this idea as Bahay Perlas, it just made sense to draw upon that specific dance because of the way the queen exuded that confidence. Now, I didn't know a lot of the story of it until, Nicole and Goldie educated us, and then a little bit of research that I did on Google. And it was fascinating to know what the bamboos meant and the fans and how it was really connected to the earth and the elements and essentially the princess. For those of you guys that didn't know, I don't know if this story has already been told on this live show, but essentially this princess has been captured by these spirits in the forest, and this prince is there to rescue her because the spirits are trying to teach this philandering prince a lesson, right? So they capture this princess and they've caused these earthquakes and the wind and all that stuff. And as she's walking through the bamboos, a lot of as what was told to us, like sometimes the bamboos fall to depict the falling trees and the movements of the steps, the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 sort of step was a sequence that kind of repeated itself throughout this whole dance as the princess is trying to navigate through all the kind of natural disasters. And so learning all those steps, it was actually quite simple to transfer to the music of Power from Lil Mix. Essentially, I like to choreograph from lyrics, right? So I print out the lyrics and then I read the lyrics, and essentially it's just like female empowerment lyrics that Little Mix is singing about. Strong woman, can face anything regardless of what's thrown at her. So there's a connection there between I know that Magdaragat have sometimes depicted their princess as a warrior princess. So not like a weak woman, just like maybe she didn't need the prince to save her. And she's just like, I'm good, And that's kind of what I always got from the Sinkil, was that despite what she was going through in the bamboo, she always seemed like she was in control, And I love that intersection between that Filipino traditional princess to putting that storyline into a contemporary pop song from Lil Mix, UK, onto 2 Filipino drag queens, and then having that spirit of that princess be inside your dance, and essentially I choreographed a lot to lyrics, and I choreographed a lot with my instincts as a dancer mixed with your instincts as a dancer. And I think we found that, as we mentioned before, that beautiful collaborative and like working environment for each other, where I would say, even if I threw a count of 8, I would I hate that. That's not working for me. And it seems like you guys are uncomfortable. I think that constant feedback really helped me draw out the movements that did empower you to feel like that fierce princess in the forest, right? And it was also inspiring to learn those dances from Magdaragat, or the steps from Sinkil from Magdaragat, because I wanted to preserve a lot of those steps. And as you guys cleverly edited the music to have the traditional folk dance music in the start of the song, it was easy to just take on those steps and really use those fans in the way that we were trained to use them. And the minute that it turned into the contemporary song, I just kind of let the fans do what they needed to do with my own movement, while still being inspired by a lot of the Sinkil movement. So when you watch the video, Nicole and Goldie, hopefully you can see that a lot of the traditional steps were preserved, but it might actually be disguised because, for me, a lot of the feet work was a lot of Sinkil too, mixed with the fans. And so depending on how it's shot, there are the traditional steps that I've integrated just in a more poppy way, if that's even with the Little Mix soundtrack of Power. So overall, it was just a collaborative mixed with just using the steps that I had already learned and timing it to the music that was given by you guys. So yeah, super fun.
So fun.
I know Fortuna, when Fortuna mixed the song for that number, like she added the bamboo sounds in the beginning, because it was just it was just a really powerful like imagery, like dancing to the sound of the bamboos. And throughout the whole number, you just just the way that you incorporated the dance moves from Sinkil into this more contemporary number. It's just
It was effortless. Like you say it was disguised, but I think we just worked it so well. It seemed so like in place that it just worked overall. Like the fan work, like we didn't have to make it like kind of shove it in everyone's faces. It just worked like together so so well, which made it really easy for us to really like pick up, especially with the fan work and the it's just so good. I'm so excited for people to see what we like did at the end, because it was good. It's good.
And you know what? I'm excited to even fantasize about what it would be like if you were to use this choreography for a future show or performance, because you know, this residency wasn't necessarily about this end product that we just happened to finish. You know, if we were given like an intensive of like a couple weeks to just refine product and number, this dance would just even be at another level, right? So that's why I was just amazed that we were able to complete a 2-minute and 30-second dance, which for some people might not think that's a lot, but that's a big, you know, like that's a huge, sorry, I'm not speaking, I'm losing my word. That's a lot of choreography, you know, that you need to come up with.
Right. You know? Come up with and remember. And I remember mixing the song and I'm like, you guys were like, oh, it's like 4 minutes. I'm like, okay, like for Filipina X, that was like a minute and something. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut down a lot and like keep all the good parts. And I think it worked out perfectly because at the end of that that last day, we just had enough time to finish, like do one more run through as our like good copy. And it was just like perfect timing. It would just worked out so well, you know, like you can't explain it. It just, you know, the universe is speaking to us and it's like just saying, you know, good work, you know, all together. The universe.
Yeah, and you know, I have to say I gave my mom a little sneak peek of the videos that were shared with me, and she just was so entertained and so engaged in a way that I haven't seen her be engaged before. And you know, like, and that really made me happy that like the work that we did was translating. And I think my mom might even be watching right now. So hi mom, if you're watching.
This is what we would have looked like if we got ready that day.
Tita Tess is her name, so yeah.
Tita Tess, hello.
Hi.
I was just really happy that it translated to her, and she was just like she wanted to see more. So
that's what we do, and that's what we do when we work all together. Is like we get people wanting more, and we're like trying to you know, it will take time, but you know, we're working on like stuff all the time. So I'm just so excited, just so excited.
Yeah,
like I've said it before probably, but a few people who have seen parts of what we've done say that it's just like very dynamic, you know, like there's parts where they said it almost feels like time was slowing down while we were dancing and it almost feels like we were moving in slow motion. And I was like, that is so cool. Like, you know, like you said, like we were like moving in slow motion and then just like back to like normal pace, which was like, girl, I didn't even know dance can do that.
Those fans really, you know, change our movements because those fans are an extension of our limbs at the end of those days. It was just like, it was just so, like from our finger, like our hands didn't end at our fingertips. It ended at the end of like the fan tips, essentially.
Exactly. just as your heels are extension of your feet when you put them on too, right? Like it just feels different, elevates like the tush and like accents the calves. And you know, I know that like I that was the one thing that I missed out on this process, that I wish I could have had my heels on if I wasn't injured and felt that choreography in the way that you two were able to feel it. But I know it's not the end. And yeah, it was so cool to see you work with all those kind of things with the fans and the heels, you know, while preserving traditional folk dance. So,
Yeah.
kudos to y'all.
Yes, thank you. And even though at the end, like our final video, we actually weren't supposed to wear heels. So on the last video, we don't have the heels on, but I think at some point I forgot to tippy toe kind of beyond like the ball of my feet. But just imagine it on us.
Hi, Goldie. Okay, so so the fans.
Yeah.
Before we share the final video of our final product, well, not really final product, but like what we came up with during our residency, I do have just a little spiel that I want to say, that we have to give another shout out to Unit You and I Together Productions, Unit Productions, for building like this great opportunity, and for building residency and championing our project debut, and for producing Bahay Perlas Live. Thank you to Studio Sari Sari for helping us look and feel beautiful on our live shows, and obviously to Kuya Joseph and Goldie and Nicole for being our guides throughout this whole process. And you know, finally, to Young Lungs Dance Exchange and the whole dance community for welcoming us and our curiosities into your spaces. Like, we feel truly, truly loved, like so much. And you know, we are so excited to share this video with you.
Yeah.
Machine when I do it. I'll be catching fire, gasoline when I do it. Just cause you're packing, look down sound. That don't mean I'm never gonna take it live now. Baby, you're the man. But I get the power. You make rain. But I make it shower. You should know. I'm the one who's in control. I let you come take the wind long as you don't forget.
Who got the power? Who got the power? Who got the power?
Don't be fooled, get your hands up in the arms of an animal. Get you thinking that I'm innocent, but wait till I get you home. If you don't, baby, you should know I'm the one who's in control. Motorbike, bike, whoop. motorbike, motorbike, bike, 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 whoop.
Oh my god!
High five. So amazing.
Yay, high five! Yay! How's it feel?
Oh my god, so good. It's
Amazing.
crazy.
Let's think of one word adjective.
Okay, you go first.
Exhilarating.
Energized.
Liberating.
Free.
Artistic.
Overflowing.
Joy. Joy.
Exhaustion. For real.
Sore.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe we did that in 2 days. Like,
4 and 3 hours. So
What does that add up to, Kale?
math. Wait. Sorry, I'm Asian.
this is a lot faster than when we did the Philippine X show.
Yeah. But it felt like it had more of a purpose other than just us doing a pop number because of the background from the Magdaragat ladies, Goldie and Nicole.
Like having those dance moves, like the traditional, mixed in with our pop drag aesthetic. I just feel like it is whole. It's like a little bit of our culture, a little bit of our identity, a little bit of us, how we are right now. And I'm really proud of what we did. I'm proud of our team.
This has been a once in a lifetime moment, or I don't know. It's like a what's the word? But yeah, it just
The word I was looking for was
feels
milestone, by the way.
something that I will never forget.
Right.
I still pick myself every day. Like, do we deserve this? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, we're very thankful for this opportunity. I don't think we would ever come across this
Just
on
by
our
ourselves,
own.
no.
Like, things happen for a reason. The people that we meet, the connections that we make, it all leads up to something greater at the end. And this is just one stop. The experience, it was so fun. I was so excited from the beginning, and I was still like on this high. So bring on the next thing. Yeah, thank you to everyone. Like, thank you so much. Wow. Yes,
Salamat
mama.
po.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Yes. Wow.
That was beautiful. I just have no words. It just really was wrapped so well with that bow. Great, beautiful editing, unit production. Sorry. Yeah, it was great to see it through that lens for sure.
Wow.
You two should be so proud.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're just going to keep on building on top of that experience and learn more and try to incorporate it to what we are doing with Bahay Perlas. We're going to keep on growing. Yeah. This is not the end. This is just the beginning.
I hope that everybody watching, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, but also just all the work that we put into our residency. Thank you to Young Lungs for this residency opportunity. And
Thank you to our team. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our team. So we did this together, we won't take credit solely. Like, this is all of us. This is all of ours.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we hope that everybody watching, if you've subscribed and followed us on social media, you will be up to date. And, we'll give you some more news about our future bigger project debut, which this was all for, It's going to be, if you thought that number was amazing, just wait until debut. It's going to be a whole freaking show.
My God.
But you know what? Thanks again, guys. That is our show.
Yep. And you know what we say? when you're here,
You're
you are queer.
Yay!
Now let the music play.
Tune in next week for another special episode with a special guest. Special guest.
Special guest. Okay.
Yay!
Thanks, everyone.
Maraming salamat. See you next week. Toot, 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 toot. I'm not going to sing a song because we're going to get copyrighted.
Shut your mouth, girl.
Woo! We're so iridescent.
Yeah, my God.